Nyla Rose versus, I can't pronounce her name. I'm sorry. I'm gonna butcher her.
Kuroshio.
Kuroshio, yeah.
Sorry, apologize. Nyla Rose wins this one easy.
This one's tough for me because Nyla Rose, even though she hasn't been on television, she's been champion for a while now.
Yeah.
They're definitely getting Britt ready, but Britt's not going to be the one to beat Nyla. I'm wondering if they're going to take it off Nyla so that Britt could take it off Schita. This is a tough one. I'm going to go with Nyla. There might be some better stories to tell. Maybe they can find someone better to take the title off Nyla, but we'll see. I'm going with Nyla for now.
I can see Nyla losing, maybe in a DQ where she walks away with the belt.
But this match is no DQ.
Oh well, shit. Nyla's gonna, it's gonna get ugly then. I mean, but they've been pushing Schita, and what's her record?
Her record, I think, is something like 13-6 or something to that. 13-5, something like that.
She's won like 7 of the last 8 or something like that.
Yeah, she's been the number one contender. She's been the number one contender for months.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time for Nyla to lose just yet. She's the most dominant figure on the roster right now. I think she'll win.
Yeah, I'm going to take Nyla Rose. I mean, again, I don't like the fact that this is a no DQ match. Again, this is the first time that I remember these two wrestling against each other, so it seems really ridiculous that the two of them are going to wrestle in this type of a gimmick match. I'm going to pick Nyla Rose to win just because of the fact that I don't think that it would be the right time to take the belt off of her. And I think this match is designed to make Schita look really good in losing. And I think that ultimately Schita is going to be the one that's going to take the belt off of her. It just won't be at Double or Nothing. This is a story they could tell for a couple of months because even though Britt Baker's heel character is coming along really, really well, her in-ring work is not good enough to be placed in that type of a position and with the possibility of holding the AEW women's title. So for those reasons, I'll take Nyla Rose in this one.
All right, clean sweep. Next up is Britt Baker versus, again, I'm having trouble saying these names.
Chris Statlander.
Statlander. Jesus, I apologize. Forgive me. This is another no-brainer. Baker wins this one. They're keeping her hot.
Yeah, I completely agree. I wouldn't be surprised if Statlander gets the win, because they like her a lot too. But I think this should be a little bit of a showcase for Baker, high-profile match, a chance to show that she's gotten better in the ring. She didn't look good in that 4-way, but this is going to be a little bit simpler. Statlander is a pretty good worker. I think they can have a good match here, but I got Baker winning.
Yeah, I got Baker winning as well. She started off slow when the company began, and now it looks like they're starting to give her a push. So yeah, I have her winning this match.
Yeah, I got Britt Baker in this match as well. Again, this is a match that's as Vic said, it's designed to showcase. It's designed to showcase both women. I think that one of the things that I would like to see for this match particularly is that they don't do every single thing they know how to do. I think that with Chris Statlander, she has a lot of potential, but her and Britt Baker are both very green, and it could show in their in-ring work. And the one thing is that you can't have these two out there working a 15-minute match because they're going to try to do things that they can't do smoothly. And, hopefully, they don't hurt one another. But realistically, this should be a good showcase match, 8 to 10 minutes, have Britt Baker go over. Obviously, it's not going to be a pushover match by any means because, Statlander is going to put on a good performance. But if you really want to tell the correct story moving forward, Britt Baker has to go over. It would be a devastating loss if Britt Baker doesn't win this match.
Yeah. All right. What's the next match? Oh, man, another no-brainer. MJF versus Jungle Boy. Should be a good match, but, MJF, they have to keep him hot. He is the possibly the future of this company, the face of this company, and he's in line on being a top heel. So I have MJF, no brainer.
Yeah, I got MJF winning. They've kept him super duper strong. I can't even remember him losing. At least not for a long time.
I can barely remember his matches.
Yeah, well, he
hasn't had that many matches.
He doesn't have that many matches. That's on purpose, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They don't put him in situations where they got to make a tough decision, you know. He wins his matches. He keeps his heat. He's gonna win this match, but I expect Jungle Boy to, you know, tear the house down, look great. No one, you know, it's not gonna hurt him if he loses. He's focusing on you know, Jurassic Express right now. But this is a little glimpse into the future. This is going to be a long-time rivalry. I always say 5 years from now, they'll be headlining a pay-per-view for the title. So, but I got MJF.
Yeah, it feels like a random match, but I got to agree with Vic. It's definitely more of a showcase to show off these guys as the future of the company. But, yeah, I too have MJF continuing to stay high.
I mean, excuse me. This looks to be, in general, like a clean sweep for MJF. However, part of me wants to think that Jungle Boy is going to upset him in this match. And the reason why I think Jungle Boy is going to upset him, and here's the reason why. In theory, should MJF go over? Absolutely, he should go over. Keep him strong. However, the issue that I kind of have is if MJF goes over, it doesn't seem in theory like he's got his next match lined up. And there's only so many promos he can cut before getting to his next opponent. So it almost seems like if Jungle Boy upsets him, and he's not going to beat him emphatically. It's going to be a roll-up. It's going to be some fluke BS, type thing for Jungle Boy. And that's not going to make him look bad. It's just a matter that if you want to kind of continue this story and then maybe get one more match where then MJF, just really, really douse the fire on MJF. He could say it was a fluke. It was an absolute fluke, and then he gets him back in the ring and, tell more stories. So as much as I want to say that, the safe money's on MJF, for some strange reason, I'm picking Jungle Boy for this one. I really am.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah, a loss for MJF doesn't set him back as much, but a win for Jungle Boy, I think, sets him up.
I think in this situation, it's not necessarily because I've always said that wins and losses do matter, but sometimes it's more about how you win or lose. And in this particular case, Jungle Boy is going to be the future. However, his stories, he's got a couple of years, he's still got a couple of years left to mature and fill out. A guy like MJF, even though he's 24 years old and he's still a baby, but for some reason he's mature far beyond his years in terms of his in-ring work. So even if MJF were to lose, it has to be a fluke. It can't be anything like Jungle Boy beats him. Like, oh yeah, I hit you with my finish 1, 2, 3. That would be silly. But if it's like a roll up or MJF gets too cocky and Jungle Boy gets him, then you got more stories to tell. Because unless you got the next opponent lined up directly for MJF and in this, in his journey to whatever he's going to be going to, then that's fine. But I don't see that. I don't see any little crumbs or anything that's kind of being thrown out there. So I think that's why I'm picking Jungle Boy to upset, just so they could keep that story going, at least get one more match out of it. And that's where MJF then can get his emphatic win, because he'll take it a lot more seriously and he's not going to sleep on Jungle Boy at all.
And by the way, he's 10-2. MJF.
Oh, really? I thought his record last week was something like 8-1. I don't think that he's lost a match. I know that he lost like a 4-way. Oh no, he lost to Cody. I'm sorry. Oh, no, did he? No, he beat Cody. He beat Cody. I'm sorry. So yeah, I don't think MJF's lost a pinfall match in AEW at all.
It could have been a tag or something.
All right, well. 10-2 still very impressive.
It's probably the second or third best record in the entire company.
Yeah, Not me. I got MJF all the way. I don't see him losing, especially to Jungle Boy. I'm sorry, he's being pushed way too strong. I don't see him losing this match. Anyway, next up is the Casino Ladder match, which I've never heard of until now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know who's in the matches right now.
You don't have the list?
No, I got it right here. I'm sorry. All right, so it's the Darby Allen, Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy, Scorpio Sky, Kip Sabian, Frankie Kazarian, Luchasaurus, Ray, and to be determined. I don't know who's gonna be that last guy, but out of all these lists, Colt Cabana, he'll be all the way at the bottom. I don't see him winning. Orange Cassidy, don't see him winning. Ray, I don't see him winning. Scorpio Sky, maybe. Kip Sabian, maybe. Frankie Kazarian, I don't think he has a chance. The only two that I could see winning this match, because they're building them very, very well, is between Luchasaurus and Darby Allen. But if I had to pick, I think I would go with Darby Allen on this one.
Yeah, this is a tough one because the winner gets a title shot. So,
oh, right. I forgot to mention. Also receives a world title shot. I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna assume that Jon Moxley will still be the champion at the end of the night, but we'll get into that later. So if it's Jon Moxley, who should get a title shot against Jon Moxley? They're probably not gonna beat him either. You know what? I got Darby. I think it's a good way to sneak him into a main event match. He's done great work.
Yeah, he's having a good program with Cody, man. I thought he did well.
His work has been exceptional, and I think they can make a main event match with him. They've already had a match, and it was pretty good, and they kind of earned each other's respect type situation. I think you can plug him in a main event type match, get a good match, really, really good match. He'll lose, but, in that type of match, Darby can still get over. I got Darby winning.
Question. When would the title shot be?
Don't know. Future.
Because if it's a Money in the Bank kind of thing, then
I don't think.
I would like. Well, I'm not gonna say I would like. If there's no timetable on when the title match will happen, I would say Luchasaurus. Me personally, I would love it to be Scorpio Sky. He's already had his title shot though, but I would like it to be Scorpio. But if there's no timetable, I'll say Luchasaurus.
Yeah, when I see this match, and I see the names that are in it, I'm like, some things are not like the other. Not all things are the same. What I mean by that is, we look at Darby Allen, we look at Scorpio Sky, and they're not main eventers just yet, but they're being positioned nicely to get there in the future. Colt Cabana, no. Orange Cassidy, absolutely not. Ray Phoenix is there to do really cool spot stuff, but no, he's not going to be the guy. Kip Sabian, again, I like Kip Sabian, but he needs a lot. He needs a lot more work. This match again is going to be designed to feature him and spotlight on him, but he's not winning this match. Luchasaurus, no. Luchasaurus is the big dude. He's going to be used kind of like as the base for some of those more high impact moves they're going to do in this match, because it's going to happen. It's a ladder match. It's standard now in pro wrestling. I'm a little intrigued by Frankie Kazarian being in this match because again, this is going to be probably the beginning of the breakup of SCU. Because Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian, if they're both chasing after the same thing, and it's me and you, there could be some tough feelings one way or the other. I don't think either one of those guys are going to win, because Scorpio Sky is going to get canceled out by Frankie Kazarian. Somewhere in this match, I expect that to happen. I'll pick Darby Allen for now, but I don't know who that TBD is. Because realistically, of this list, Darby Allen is the only one that seems like the right guy. And here's the thing. He seems like the right guy, but he's not. Of this list, he seems like the most ready-made guy to have that match. But in all honesty, if I could choose, I wouldn't pick any of these guys for varying reasons. So until I know who that ninth person is, because that ninth person might be the potential winner, but until I know who this person is, then I'll have to hold judgment, and I'll pick Darby Allen just because he seems to be like the one who's best positioned of these 8 wrestlers that are on the list right now.
Do you guys have any predictions for who might be that last guy? And by the way, this match is gonna be almost like a Royal Rumble ladder match, you could say. I think it's 3 guys start in the ring, then they do a countdown, then somebody else comes.
If I would have a pick, it'll probably be Sammy Guevara.
Oh, I like that. He fits in with these guys though. Same.
The only reason why I say
level.
no, the only reason why I say no is because I think that main event match he's gonna have in the Stadium Brawl is gonna be enough to keep him busy.
That's true though. Yeah, he's already.
Right. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out, is there somebody like a new singles wrestler that might have signed with AEW that we don't know about? Is there someone who's been out on injury that might be coming back?
Well,
that's what runs in my mind.
A lot of people were missing, like during this pandemic thing. They were only using, I think they said 30% of the roster. So there's a lot of people missing, but there's a lot of people in that match, that 5-on-5. So there, I could see them maybe since they have Frankie and Scorpio, they can put Daniels in. They have Orange Cassidy. They can put Trent Beretta in. The Best Friends have the match against Private Party, so it can't be him. Is there another tag? Oh, Rey Fenix, maybe Pentagon.
I got my pick right now. The person that should be in this match is someone who should be pulling double duty that night. His name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Oh, he'd be good.
MJF sneak. Think about it, right? If MJF loses his match to Jungle Boy, let's just say that, humor me on this, right? Let's just say MJF loses to Jungle Boy. That 9th spot has still not been filled. Or let's just say potentially it would be, and then basically Max sends Wardlow out to take care of the 9th guy. Let's just say
or Wardlow takes that spot. Then things get interesting.
I'm just saying, because if you put MJF in that match pulling the double duty, then I'm like, yup, it'll be Darby Allen chasing after it. It's been 8 guys the whole time, and then as Darby Allen goes to get the briefcase, here comes MJF, knocks him off, climbs, grabs whatever gimmick it is. I'm the winner.
Yeah.
What a heelish thing to do. And when I look up, I'm like, yeah, MJF is the guy.
Yeah, my only thing with MJF is I kind of I'm okay with anybody getting if you tell the right story, this is a good way to get someone a title shot. But MJF is a guy that when he gets that title shot, I want him to win it.
He will.
You see him beating Moxley this soon?
But the thing is that there's no rush on actually having that match.
Well, we don't know. We don't know what the plan is for when to have the match. So,
but let's just.
It could be. Let's say next pay-per-view. Then maybe 3 months from now, maybe it does make sense.
Because in all honesty, I think that with a guy like MJF, if you put the belt on him, that'd be great. Because then with Moxley, you could spurn him off to other stories. It doesn't necessarily mean that MJF beats him flat. It just means somebody helps him.
No, I know.
But I don't know. I would be okay with MJF winning.
I'm okay with MJF winning.
If he's the 9th guy in this match, which somehow really, if you look at MJF with this particular lineup, like I said, not all things are the same. If you put MJF with this particular lineup, I'm like, yeah, it's MJF head and shoulders above everybody else. The next one after him will be Darby Allen, and and that's a fairly distant second.
All right, guys. Next one is the finals for the TNT Championship. This one is kind of like up in the air for me because it could go either way. I don't know. I kind of want Cody to win since he made a promise or did whatever, something that he won't become a world, like the world champion. So this will probably be the closest to a world title he can win. And besides, like how hot Archer is, this could be a sign that they could probably move him out and put him in the world title picture. So I'm kind of up in the air, but I don't know. I think my gut is probably going with with Archer on this one with a little help from Jake. So yeah, I have Archer on this one.
Yeah, I have Archer. It's not super clear cut in my mind, because they could give it to Cody. Cody, it's the TNT title, and Cody has been like Mr. AEW on TNT. Like I just think of him as Mr. Dynamite. Of course, it's a better story if Cody chases Archer and takes it from him later on. I do have Archer winning, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cody won.
I'll say Cody wins. I'd rather Archer win it though, because he's looking like after MJF the second biggest heel in the company at the moment. But I think they're building it up for Cody to get his revenge after his brother got his ass kicked. His wife got the snake on her. I think Cody gets his revenge and actually wins the belt.
Yeah, I think this match is going to be the triple matches. Obviously, you want to have Cody you want Cody to be able to get a receipt for what has been all the transgressions done upon his family in telling this story. However, the better story for this match is that Cody comes close. He comes the closest to beating Archer, but he falls short. Here's the deal. If Lance Archer loses this match to Cody Rhodes, right? This is the biggest match, for Lance Archer, this is going to be the biggest match of his US career probably. For him to lose this match, it almost feels like, again, sometimes with certain competitors, you have to be able to pull the trigger and commit. And I think that really with Archer, it's commit. Have him beat Cody. Cody's not going to be hurt at all by losing to Archer. Archer's been killing everybody. Cody comes the closest. It's probably the closest to a 50-50 match with Archer, but Archer comes out ahead because you have better stories to tell. Because now Cody is a much better promo. Archer does not cut his own promo. Jake Roberts is going to have to do it, and I think it works better if Cody Rhodes is the guy coming from underneath chasing the championship, because that's a story you could tell for a long time. Archer can then defend the TNT title against some of the the underneath talents in AEW just to build him up, make the championship important. And then at some point later on, a few months down the line, Cody will then fight for that rematch, and then Cody beats him, and he'll be the first guy to beat Archer. So I'll take Archer in this match. It'll be as close to a 50-50 match as Archer's going to get, but realistically, Archer wins, Cody goes down.
And by the way, Jake Roberts and Double A, Arn Anderson are gonna be face to face on Wednesday.
Nice.
Let's see what's up.
They're gonna have a discussion.
Let's see what's up.
We might get an old man fight. Who knows? I think Arn will beat the shit out of Jake.
That DDP yoga, bro. You never know.
Yeah, true.
Might be limber.
You never know.
All right, guys. It's time for the main event, which I kind of don't see this being the main event of the show. I still pick Cody and Archer to close out the show, but I could be wrong. We have Jon Moxley against Brodie Lee, and really nothing much to say about this match. That this match is another one-sided, because Moxley is not dropping the title anytime soon. I just feel Brodie Lee, as good as he is and as good as he's been doing, he's just a spot holder for now until they find another opponent for Moxley right now, because him and Moxley will put up a good match. But at the end of the day, I don't see AEW giving the title to Brodie, especially them not having Moxley drop the title anytime soon. So this one is really one-sided for me. Again, not against me, but I just don't see him. doesn't have the credibility yet to beat Moxley and become the world champion yet. He still has a lot more to go, and he's going to get better. But right now, he's just, like a spot holder, and he's going to put up a good match, and we'll see in the future to see how he keeps developing. But to me, this is a one-sided. I see Moxley winning this one.
Yeah, I see Moxley winning it too. I think this is, let's get Brodie, let's put him out there, let's finally show the world what this man can do. What this is the guy that all the other wrestlers talk about. You got to see this guy work. You got to see this guy work. He's gonna get a nice showcase. He's gonna lose, but it'll still be a very, very nice showcase. I'm predicting the best match that we've seen that doesn't involve Shield versus Wyatt. That shit was exceptional, but I still think this is going to be his best singles match of his life.
It's a little concerning when it feels like there's like 20 guys that just can't or in the back of my mind I'm like, this guy won't lose, and Brodie Lee feels like that, but so does Moxley, so I'm torn. But I mean, Moxley has to get his due with some fans in the crowd. Poor guy. He's, working and not getting the fruits of his labor, really. But I can see Moxley winning this. Don't see it being hands down, though, especially if Brodie has his goons. But I'll say Moxley wins it up.
Yeah, this match, again, I've spoken about this in previous videos. I mean, this is a match that I understand why AEW might be doing it. I don't like it only because of the fact that Brodie Lee just showed up to the promotion 5 weeks ago. Generally in any job, you got to do a 90-day probation period before you can even get promoted. So this guy's been there for 5 weeks, and now he's wrestling for that one title. The issue that I have with this match is that, obviously, Moxley is the champion. He's been pushed to be, the man, like the top guy. And AEW's done a fantastic job with him. And they're doing a good job of Brodie Lee in introducing him to the AEW audience. I just don't think that with a record of 4-0, 5-0, whatever it's been that he's got, and it's just been him, wrestling a bunch of tomato cans, it doesn't qualify you to wrestle for the world title. And I understand that the story, he didn't earn the world title shot. He picked a fight with Moxley, and Moxley's willing to put up the title just to get his hands on Brodie Lee. I just don't think that, it's the buildup is too short, and I don't think that Brodie Lee can afford a pinfall loss. This is the kind of match that needs to kind of be turned into somewhat of a no contest. It's got to be. This is the kind of match that I'll be okay if it's a schmoz finish. Where the Dark Order jumps in. As soon as Moxley looks like he's about to beat Brodie Lee, the Dark Order comes in and beats him up and whatever have you. Brodie Lee cannot get pinned. He can lose, that's fine, but it's got to be a disqualification or some other schmoz type finish, because if he gets beat flat, again, I know that AEW, they try many different ways to rehab people when they lose. But again, if Brodie Lee lost to the top guy in the company, there's nowhere to go but down. And rehabbing him will be an even tougher assignment in my eyes to try to get him over. So realistically, again, I'm going to take this as a no contest. I don't think that there's going to be a flat winner here. If I had to pick, I'll take Moxley, but it'll be via the disqualification, because this is a match that neither guy can lose clean. Was Moxley's not losing the title, and Brodie Lee, the way you got to book this match is how can we get out of this without hurting Brodie Lee. So I think it's going to be a disqualification route or something like that. But please do not beat anybody flat in this one. Just please don't. I'll be okay with a non-finish.
Yeah, and I think they can do a non-finish and it'd be okay, because I don't think it's going to close the show. I think the 5-on-5 is going to close the show because it's taking place at another location. It's taking place in the stadium. So they're going to finish the show. They're going to go to the stadium and, have the match. I don't think you need a finish. The real story here is that he stole his title for Moxley to win, he doesn't need a pinfall. He needs to get his title back. He needs to steal that shit back. So when they go to jump him, the most important thing, if he gets jumped and they just they disqualify Brodie, the most important thing is that he grabs that title and gets out of the building with that title. That's really the only important thing right now. Well,
we've already established that the Dark Order can't, they're like a wet paper bag with a hole in it. I mean, Moxley had no trouble dispatching about 8 of those guys last week on TV. So I don't see the Dark Order, the minions giving him any real trouble outside of Brodie Lee and maybe 10, maybe that's about it. Once he gets past those 2 guys, it's Dasha Gonzalez might as well just give him the belt, because the Dark Order minions are certainly not going to stop him.
By the way, this next match is brought to you by Sazón Goya.
I didn't realize they were a sponsor of our show.
They are. Si es Goya, tiene que ser bueno.
Muy bien. All right. Right, we got it in there. We got our spot in there. All right, beautiful.
Nice.
Right.
We just made 13 cents.
Hey, that's 13 cents more than 0, friend. We're good.
It's the start.
We're gonna have to split that 4 ways. That looks kind of bleak.
Can you decimal a penny? Good luck.
We're gonna have to have a ladder match for it.
Oh Lord.
All right, guys. Last but not least, the stadium match between the Inner Circle, the top heel faction in the entire company, with all respect to Dark Order / Stormtroopers. Yeah, against the I don't know if I call these guys the Elite because you have Matt Hardy in there. Or is it Matt Hardy and the Elite?
Is Matt Hardy really in? 1, 2. So who's not gonna? Oh, Cody's not in the match. Okay,
Cody's not in the match. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, exactly. It's Paige, my boy Omega, Matt and Nick Jackson, and Matt Hardy. Just like the men's and women's ladder match at Money in the Bank last week, it is going to be another spot fest and crazy and hilarious and stupid, and it's gonna be one hell of a match. As far as the winners, I don't know. I can go with the Inner Circle winning this one. I don't think the Elite really needs a win here. Can go either way, but I'm pushing more for the Inner Circle. There's gonna be a crazy amount of spots, especially like say up in the rafters, up in the second deck, and whatever. It's gonna be a stupid exciting match to say the least. But I got the Inner Circle.
Yeah, I kind of got the Inner Circle too. They're selling. Well, first of all, Hangman has not been on TV since this all started. This pandemic, the Young Bucks have not been on TV since this all started, so they're all rusty. Nick, last time we seen him, he was taken out by the Inner Circle. Had the gate slammed on his face, so he's selling it. He's gonna have to sell that injury. This is why he's gone, because of that injury. And then you always have the potential of a breakup between Kenny and Hangman. That's always in the back of your mind. I think this is all set up for the Elite to implode. At least Hangman and Kenny. So I see them losing this match. And like Julio said, this is going to be a lot like the Money in the Bank. I just hope the comedy is a little bit better.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I think it's going to be less comical. They're going to be more serious on this one.
No, I think it's going to be comical.
Jericho is going to have
Jericho is insane, and Matt Hardy's insane. When you have 2 guys that crazy, their characters, it's going to be some silly stuff. But I like the silly stuff as long as it makes me laugh. That's my rule. I didn't laugh that much at Money in the Bank, although I was entertained. So I'm just hoping when they try to make me laugh that it works. That's
all. I guess I got the Inner Circle. I'm more intrigued to see what happens with Matt Hardy in all of this, because I mean, he hasn't really been declared a part of the elite. Upon his arrival, he somewhat played both sides. He has an issue with Jericho now based on what he did to his drone.
That's a serious
So
issue. But
that's a big issue.
there's always another Vanguard
Yeah.
looming.
Yeah,
He has to
there's
get
another
his
one in
revenge.
Mars. Yeah,
Avenge
he's gotta go out there and find
Vanguard.
it.
And especially based off what they did in the last one, when they were basically in an arena already. So I'm interested to see what dynamic Matt Hardy plays in all this.
You know what? They already have a win, right? They just beat even though it was 2-on-2, Sammy and Jericho not beat up, but they won the match against Kenny and Matt. So they would lose 2 in a row if they were to
and
lose.
The other one
Sammy Guevara he got run over by a car, so he's looking for revenge there.
Yeah, they won that match when he got run over.
They did.
Yeah, this match is gonna be ridiculous, and I don't mean that in a positive way. This match, I mean, this match is gonna be exactly. It's gonna be like Money in the Bank, and Money in the Bank was, like I said, it was like a guilty pleasure. You know it's horrible. You know it sucks, but yet you still watch it because it kind of tickles you a little bit. But you can only watch it, once in a blue moon, because if you watch it twice on the same day, you're gonna be like, oh no. So that's what this match is gonna be. I picked the Elite to win this match only because of the fact that the Inner Circle has been getting the upper hand on the Elite over the last several weeks because it's been 5-on-2, because it's just been Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega. So now that you get Hangman and the Young Bucks back, it's going to be 5-on-5. Now, do I think that you're going to have the storylines with, the issues that Matt Jackson's having with Hangman Page and, then, Hangman wanting to go branch off on his own? Listen, I think that all of those things are going to get semi-patched up in this match because they realize that, hey, it's either we fight together or we're all going down. And they could kind of look at each other and say, like, hey, we could fight tomorrow. Today we gotta figure this out today. So I'll pick the Elite to win this match, just because I don't think that the Inner Circle needs to keep winning again. This will be one of those times where Jericho can actually take a loss, because for the most part, when people are beating the Inner Circle, they're beating Santana and Ortiz, and they're beating Sammy Guevara. And again, I mean, I can understand with Santana and Ortiz losing a little bit more. A guy like Sammy Guevara, I think they should protect better, but that's neither here nor there. But I think the Elite win this match. I don't see this. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous in every sense of the word. I mean, this is going to be one of those matches that when I watch it, I know that I'm going to have the holy eye roll, and I'm going to more than likely pick it apart for all the stupid things they're going to do. But at the same point, if it's going to be like the Money in the Bank match, then I can't really shred it that badly when I know WWE just did the same thing, a week earlier. So, I understand that they're trying to come up with different ways to entertain wrestling fans. I get it. It's just a matter that this is going to be anything but a wrestling match, and it should never, they shouldn't even, the announcers, nobody should ever even call it like a wrestling match. It's going to be like a movie. They're going to do a lot of crazy shit, and we're going to have to leave it at that.
You know what? Now that you say that, since Matt Hardy is involved, maybe they should make it very cinematic, make it a movie instead of I don't know.
With music in the background.
Yeah, I kind of like this match being more cinematic, even though I like when the announcers are involved for funny moments, because they usually sell it pretty well. The AEW announcers sell it pretty well. I rather the movie though. Yeah, I'd rather Matt Hardy do the Broken Universe. Let's do the movie. Let's make a movie, and that's it. Call it a day.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess this is one of those things now that with the pandemic, a lot of wrestling companies are trying to find innovative ways to produce wrestling, and I think what ends up happening is that even though I'm not completely sold on the cinematic match, but I'm not completely against it either. It's just a matter that when I see these 10 guys doing it, it's going to basically be a bad comedy movie, and I don't think that it's going to reflect well on the business as a whole. I just think that it's going to be, you know, more gaga, and, you know, again, you know, these are the top guys in the company. It's not like these are, you know, mid-carders. These are the top guys. And, you know, when you do something like that, it doesn't look good on anybody. Again, I'd say the same thing with the Money in the Bank match. I felt the same way. Nobody came out looking good because it was goofy, you know, and, you know, it's going to be the same thing here. It's going to be a match that it'll be entertaining for what it is, but I don't think anybody's going to really get over or look fantastic at the end of the night when this thing ends.
You said goofy, and coincidentally, look who won.
Otis?
Mira, point blank. But there you go, point blank. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Yeah. By the way, I'm sorry, who you were going for in this match?
I got the Elite.
Cool.
Hey, before we get out of here, I got, you know, final questions here. Do you have one person getting over really big on this show? Do you see someone kind of stealing the show as an individual? And also, do you see a match stealing the show?
Well, if I can go first, the match of the night, one-on-one, from a one-on-one standard, I kind of picked Cody and Lance. I mean, not as far as like being spots of telling a story, like telling a good story, because Cody is really good at telling a story. Breakout, yeah, the only guy I could think of again is because the way they're presenting him and the way they're pushing him is MJF. As far as like all the multi-men matchup, probably Darby Allen. You know, I can see Darby Allen, like you said, Phoenix is probably gonna, or Ray Phoenix, he's probably gonna do like some crazy fucking spots. But yeah, no, match of the night, I kind of pick, you know, Cody and Lance, and the breakout is going to be between MJF and Darby Allen. No offense to the ladies, I'm sorry.
No offense taken.
Yeah, sorry,
Britt. I agree. I think I see Cody and Lance getting it done.
Yeah, I mean, from like a storytelling.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen
right now.
I've seen super athletic matches that were incredible and stole the show. I've seen, you know, the more storyline based matches or emotional matches. I think Cody's had a long time to think about this match, you know, months. So I think it's gonna be pretty good. I see them stealing the show. And as an individual, I think I'm gonna go with Jungle Boy. I think Jungle Boy and MJF have really good chemistry. The 5 minutes that I saw with them, whenever they touch, something good happens. It looks really good. They have really good chemistry, and I can see Jungle Boy having a really good showing.
I'm intrigued about what they'll do with the championship belt between Moxley and Brodie Lee. I'm a little concerned about how the finish goes, but I'm interested to see who wins or loses and what ends up happening if Moxley gets to walk out carrying his belt. As an individual, thinking back, I'll probably go out on a limb and say I like Orange Cassidy, and I'll probably pick him to win the match now that I think about it.
Yeah, Lou, I know you're not a big fan of Orange Cassidy. However,
not at all.
That dude is over. He gets the biggest reactions. He gets the biggest ratings on the show. He's the second best merch seller on AEW after Jericho.
I will, and here's my retort to that. My retort to that is, who cares? And I'll tell you why. Orange Cassidy is presented as a goof. I don't care how the AEW fans love him. If you're wanting to get new fans on your product, Orange Cassidy sure as hell is not the person you want up front. So all the AEW faithful that love Orange Cassidy, God bless you. You can love him as much as you want. But there's no way in hell Orange Cassidy's winning that ladder match. And if he does, it's a.
I think he's a goof for now. He's a goof for now.
Okay,
I can take him seriously more so than Otis sooner down the line. I feel just based off of his in-ring work. When he takes his hands out of his pocket, dude does magic.
Man, I don't think. Listen,
I'll see him down the line.
I can't take either one of those guys seriously. So the fact that you could pick Orange Cassidy before Otis, that's fine. You know, this is like you're not going out on a limb there, Chris. With no disrespect, you ain't going out on any kind of limb. Realistically, here when it comes to this match, to this particular show, the breakout star is going to be MJF, and the only reason why is because if MJF, you know, if my thought process is correct, meaning that MJF wins that ladder match, then he's the breakout star because now you got a storyline to tell for however long. Between what I think is going to be the best matches of the night, I agree. It's going to probably be a very close tie between the Cody Archer match and MJF and Jungle Boy. Because those two matches, again, I think that with MJF and Jungle Boy, they're a great pairing. I like seeing them when they wrestle against each other. It's just a matter that they're so good that I don't want to see them wrestle too much now when they're young. I want to see them kind of, you know, wrestle against each other every now and then, but, you know, kind of keep them separate and then bring them together, you know, maybe once or twice a year, let them work, because you want to be able to keep those matches somewhat semi-fresh, because there is going to come a point where if these two guys stay in AEW over the course of the next couple of years, these are going to be your main event stars. You know, 3 to 5 years down the line, if both of them are still there, those are going to be your top flight main eventers, you know, in my opinion.
Let me ask you, how long do you think they're going to give these guys, like that particular match? You think they're going to get 15 to 20 minutes? I
mean, you know, listen, when you take a look at this,
how talented those two guys are, they can have a 12-minute match and be phenomenal.
Well, the thing about it is with this particular, I'm not really concerned about time. You know, it's not. I'm not concerned. I mean, they're not going to wrestle for 2 minutes, that's for sure. Now, do they need to wrestle for 20 or 25 minutes? The answer is no. No, because then what ends up happening is that you can tend to lose the effect, because MJF is a good wrestler, but MJF is not positioned as the technical wizard. And Jungle Boy, although he's very charismatic and I like him a lot, he's very green. So the idea of having those two guys work a lengthy match, you know, 20 plus minutes may not be the best thing. You know, maybe get them 12 to 15 minutes. They could tell their story. They can do a whole lot in that allotted amount of time. So yeah, I don't think by any stretch of the imagination that it's going to be a crazy long match. Obviously, the matches that are going to be longest in length are going to probably be the ladder match and then the 10-man match at the end. You know, just because of the number of participants in it, you want to be able to give it time to breathe and have everybody be spotlighted and have their moments. So, you know, from match length, you know, bell to bell, those are going to probably be the longest matches. And even with Cody and Archer, I think that could be a great match. It all depends. I mean, listen, I trust Cody Rhodes to be able to do the bell to bell stuff. It's a matter of, can Archer keep up? You know, if Archer could keep up with him bell to bell and really work that match, you know, work it to perfection. Again, I think the outside corner people may distract from the match, because it's like every match that Cody's in, Brandy Rhodes needs to have a spot. She
doesn't. Well, she might come out in this one only because of what Jake did, but she hasn't been coming out since he got Arn Anderson.
Well, yeah, but it seems like anytime that Brandy's out there, there's always a spot that has to be shifted for her. In this match, it would make sense for, you know, to have a spot.
She does owe Jake a receipt.
Well,
I will come out with some weird animal. I'll come out with a parrot. No, that's Coco Beware's gimmick.
Come on, man, you better work that one out there, buddy.
Come out with a vulture. Oh wait, that's Bray Wyatt's gimmick.
I thought that was the Undertaker from WrestleMania 9. Come on, man.
Yeah, that is. Undertaker did do that.
But the thing is that match can be very, very good. It's all a matter of, you know, construct the match to the point where the focus is going to be on the two guys in the ring. And when you got to get the outside corner people involved, because there's going to be a spot for all three of them, work it out to where it doesn't detract from the match and it doesn't make it look silly. Other than that, I think that's going to be totally fine. But those would be the two matches that I would say, okay, those are going to be the spotlight matches. And if I have to pick a breakout star, again, I go with MJF. If he wins the ladder match, if he doesn't, then it could be a matter of a Cody Rhodes or a Jungle Boy or somebody like that, a Darby Allen. But if MJF ends up winning that ladder match at the end, then by far he's.
I like that idea, Lou. If they're ready to pull the trigger on MJF, because like I said, I don't want him in the title picture if he's not going to win. But that would be a nice story to lose, kind of like Seth Rollins. Remember when he lost to Randy Orton and then cashed in at the end? It's okay to lose if you're going to do something bigger and better at the end of the show or toward, a little later on in the show. So I'll be cool with that. What I do want to see, I want to see Cody punch Jake in the face. I don't need Brandy to do it. And I want to see Double A hit a spine buster. I don't know if he could do it on Jake, so he's going to have to do it on Archer, which is not going to be easy.
I think that if there's anything else, Double A is going to beat the boot from Archer.
You know what? He should try to do it and get a boot. That'd be nice.
Maybe, but
or not be able to pick him up. Like, shit.
And here's the thing about this match. This match is not a no DQ match. So if they're doing all these things in the ring, they cannot do it blatantly in front of the referee, or else everything that they've done from the beginning of the bell to whatever happens is all for naught. So again, if you're gonna make the spots for these guys, if it means that, hey, the referee takes a bump and is out on the floor and then you do all that crap, okay, fine. But please don't do it, because AEW's done this where it's like literally they're cheating right in front of the referee and the referee's watching like, oh, what am I supposed to do? Ring the bell, dummy, disqualify somebody. So.
Well, it's up to the ref's discretion. It's a title match.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want a title match to end in a DQ.
Sure, Vic. Sure. I got you.
Hey, how many times have WWE ended a pay-per-view or had a title match end in a fucking DQ and the fans damn near want to riot and kill everybody?
And listen,
I don't have enough fingers right now.
All I know is that just in general, what I watch out of referees and wrestling promotions, no matter where they are, they always have this tendency that, man, they just either they don't count, they're not authoritative enough, they don't disqualify people, they don't maintain the rules. And I'm like, listen, for referees, it's obviously you want to make sure that the best referees are the referees that we don't notice. However, when things are going on in the match and the referee is clearly supposed to be the authority in the ring, and he or she just stands there and does nothing, they get buried. And it's like, you might as well leave the ring and grab a seat in the front row. I'll give you a popcorn and a beer and you can watch the match with everybody else, because you're apparently you're not even trying to stop them. You're not trying to do anything about it. So there's no reason for you to be in the ring. So.
Hey, Lou, don't throw that out into the universe, because Earl Hebner is getting old and he might take you up on that. He might pull out a chair and ref from the outside.
Hey, listen. I keep saying this all the time, that if AEW, like, let's say that Mike Chioda, the former referee from WWE, is seriously a free agent, if I'm AEW, hire Mike Chioda now.
I don't know if people got Mike Chioda money right now.
I don't know.
Well, listen, Tony Khan's a billionaire. I'm sure he could figure something out. I'm just saying, you hire Chioda, and Chioda can actually really tighten up, the screws for the AEW referees, because some of them are good, but it's like all those little inconsistencies. And I'm sure that a guy like Chioda would not be like, no, you're not burying me like this in this match. We're gonna have to work out other ways to. We could still get to the same place you want to get to, but you're not gonna make me look like a fool in the process. So that's all it is. You can always get to the destination you want to get to, but you don't have to run over people in the process.